go. Hey,
Fuck
Kat,
you,
what's
Brian.
your favorite color?
Like me.
Kat, what's your favorite color?
Purple.
Hey, Kat. If
Hey.
there were two guys on the moon and one of them beat the other's head in with a rock, would that be fucked up or what?
Answer the
flex, but
question.
okay.
Do you just say weird flex, but okay?
Brian, you've already asked your question. Don't be greedy.
Fuck.
No, Brian was asking
Hey, Kat.
someone else a question.
Hey.
Did you just say weird flex, but okay?
Weird flex, but okay.
It's a dead meme. Jordan, ask your...
It is now.
Jordan and Mike both have questions.
What's your favorite yaoi to draw?
Oh,
Oh.
all of them.
Good answer.
Okay.
Mike, ask Kat a question.
Okay,
Will
real
you
talk.
marry me?
Okay, wow, you fucked it up. I was actually gonna ask. This was gonna be my legit proposal. Fuck you.
Oh my god, no.
Oh.
Don't propose to your girlfriend on the Tidepool Orchestra.
But the Tidepool Orchestra is important to me, and she is important to me. So, Kat, will you marry me?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Wasn't this already like agreed upon?
I mean, yeah, but
You ruined it!
It's the
You
ceremony
ruined it, Jordan!
of the
Oh
thing.
fuck, my immersion.
Brian secretly got ordained for this. Brian, marry us right now.
Wait, what?
I don't think that's that. I don't think that works like that. I don't think you can have
It is
the.
that easy.
Alright.
I am
Now switching
ordained.
over to side B.
Oh my god.
Welcome back. You're listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra. Side B.
Hello
Pokemon.
and welcome back to the Tidepool Orchestra. Side B. What episode title is this? Episode 15 or 14?
14.
I thought we did 14.
No, we didn't. We did 13, and then we took a break for Thanksgiving.
Are you sure?
14 or 15?
And welcome.
We have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
Let's
Brian,
talk
what
about...
did you name your Eevee?
What did I name my Eevee? We're still talking about Pokemon? I named my Eevee Butterscotch, and he's adorable.
He is adorable. I've seen him. He has a nice haircut.
I recently put him in a Leafeon outfit, which I got after defeating the Elite Four. And when you fight the Elite Four the second time, they have a Alolan form Pokemon. It makes it very interesting and much more difficult.
Oh.
That is neat, but also you gave your Eevee a Leafeon outfit instead of being able to actually evolve them into a Leafeon.
Oh, Leafeon's
Gen
not in the
1,
game.
Alex.
Yeah, Gen 1 doesn't have Leafeon.
Gen 1 also didn't have a Alolan Pokemon, so like...
Well, it does
It did.
now, because they're
It
introducing
did have
people...
them because they're literally Pokemon from Gen 1, so it doesn't matter.
This is why the new
No,
Pokemon game is awful, by
they're
the way.
not.
Because the entire point of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee is just to introduce the idea of Mega Evolution and Alolan Pokemon types to the old fans who are just in it for Pokemon Go. So they see Pokemon Let's Go, they're like, oh, it's Pokemon Go. That means it just has the original 151 Pokemon or whatever. So then they buy the game. They don't introduce Mega Evolution until right before the 8th gym, when Blue shows up, does a little nostalgic joke with Professor Oak, saying, Professor Oak is like, oh, this is my grandson, what was his name again? And Blue is like, nobody likes that joke, old man. Anyway, I brought these Mega Stones, so you can Mega Evolve your Charizard, your Blastoise, or your Venusaur, because those are the 3 Pokemons that, like, people would actually have, especially in their party, because, like, the game makes a point of making you get those Pokemons. So, like...
I didn't get them.
Yes, you did.
I named my Pikachu Scoot.
Scoot's
She
a
did.
good name. So the whole Pokemon game is just designed to like funnel all of the fan base, like all of the new fans, into a major direction near the end so that you see Mega Evolution for the first time when you're fighting your rival and you're like, oh man, what just happened? And then you see the Alolan forms slightly after that. But every now and then they introduce the idea of an Alolan form being like, oh, you have a Meowth? I have a Meowth too. Do you want to trade? Mine looks different than you, at like a Pokemon Center. The game is the game is fundamentally flawed because it's just trying to get people who only want the 151 Pokemon or who only want like the original game to become like part of the main Pokemon fan base and play the next game which comes out next year and is going to be better and it's going to be more mainline.
I never played the original game, so I'm okay with that.
They weren't that good.
It's true. She's a pleb.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Kat,
Hmm.
have you ever played a Final Fantasy game or a JRPG where you take turns, stand in line, and you take turns swinging at each other with like 3 guys against 3 guys?
Probably not.
No, but she's seen 3 guys take on 3 guys.
I have too. But that's beside the point. Pokemon games for the Game Boy were just like pretty much that, but you cut it by a third, and it's just one guy and one guy taking turns swinging at each other, and that's why I really can't get into them, honestly.
The new
Mhm.
game introduces a 2-player option where just you can have somebody jump in and also use your Pokemons and make every single battle 2-on-1, which is pretty unfair. But if you really think about it, you could do like different combo moves. You could have one person use the like Surf move, which affects the entire field, unless like it won't affect somebody that has Flying. So if you have a Flying type and a Water type, you could do combo moves.
Rain Dance
Mhm.
and Thunder. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Caught
See,
my
like that's
Mewtwo.
kind of my only issue with like Pokemon is that like as soon as they introduced double battles, like I never wanted to do anything else.
I want to do rotation
Because-
battles, but they're not in the games anymore.
I hated rotation battles.
Rotation
Fuck
battles
you.
were a bit tedious, to be honest. But it's just like when you have more than one stinking Pokemon out on the field, like there's actual strategy involved. You have to actually think about when you're going to do what moves instead of
It's one of the
just
main
God
reasons that
forbid you
skipped
actually-
over Black and White. Like I did not like the 3-on-3 where you just like, oh, you're doing this, now I'm gonna do this, and now my Pokemon are swapped, so it doesn't matter what move you just chose. Fuck you.
I like
Yeah,
rotation
God-
battles. It's a combination of strategy and luck. Not only you're trying to figure out type advantages, but you're literally playing rock, paper, and scissors with the opponent.
well, yeah.
God
but,
forbid
like,
you
bad
actually
at rock,
use
paper,
strategy.
scissors.
my only issue with it is, like I said, it was just really tedious. It just took too long for my liking.
Brian, you know for a fact I always choose scissors.
Yeah. You do.
Hey, Mike,
Okay,
let's
but
play rock paper
here's the-
scissors right now.
Okay,
Rock paper scissors shoot.
what'd you choose?
What do you think I chose? I chose rock.
We have no
Oh.
video.
I chose scissors.
We have
I
video.
win.
What? Yeah, we have no video, so there's no proof of you guys doing that because this is on iTunes/YouTube.
It
Hey,
was a
Hey,
joke.
hey, Alex, give me
It
a
was a
high
joke.
five. Thanks.
We were actually in the same room with each other the whole time.
Secretly.
now all 6 of us are
Good
sitting
play.
at a table. Don't you see the drawings I post on the Tidepool Orchestra DeviantArt?
We're all sitting at the
Oh, yeah.
same table. This
Does
was
Tidepool
secretly
Orchestra have a
happening.
DeviantArt? Hang on.
Tidepool Orchestra has an everything.
Welcome to our D&D podcast. Roll for initiative.
Hang on. I rolled.
Oh, 3. Fuck.
It's not great.
I rolled a 27 natural.
Oh man. Oh man.
Impossible.
Well, there are 30-sided dice.
I was playing
Well,
D&D
you rolled
once.
20 for a fucking... No, that's not no. You rolled
No,
20
no,
for...
no. I'm saying like there are games that use all sorts of fucky dice. Like there's DCC, which has crazy different dice. There's a 30-sided die. There's a 24-sided die.
Nah.
Look at this
Yeah.
fucking nerd.
Let's just say fuck it and play Munchkin.
The last time I was
Oh,
playing
I love Munchkin.
the last time I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, one of my opponent monsters, well, you know what I mean. It was like an orc,
Yeah.
and he hit me on the back of the head, and apparently my character passed out. The DM decided to like just skip ahead to when my character woke up, and so I'm like in a wagon, and I'm looking around, and it's like,
No, stop
Tom
this.
Howard, you son of a bitch!
Oh, so you're
Todd
finally awake.
Howard.
yeah.
You were trying to cross the border like that horse thief over there. Damnable stormcloaks, making everything worse for everyone.
Hey, did anyone ever encounter the glitch where the wagon would just go off the trail and it would try walking up a mountain?
That's pretty
No.
I've not.
Yeah, no, that was an actual glitch before they patched anything. It was one of the first things to get patched when Skyrim came out. There was a glitch where the first wagon would just go off the trail, start walking up a mountain, and you had to restart the game because it would not do anything except continue walking up the mountain.
That sounds hilarious.
How do wagons walk?
I would love to just, well, the horse.
The
is driving.
horses carrying the wagon.
I would
okay.
love to just sit there and just like wait. Let's see where this goes.
Guys, I
I've-
got this new video game and I don't
But
know
it
what's
doesn't work.
happening.
It doesn't work with the horse glitch, where horses just walk up mountains. It doesn't work with that. So the horse is just sitting there walking into the mountain. Like I've had it triggered before. I went and I cleared the cache for Skyrim, so like it didn't have any updates on it. It was just the base game as it was released back in fucking 2011, and that happened.
Hmm.
Are there any games that are similar to Skyrim that just
Yeah,
recently
they're
released?
the other
Fallout.
Elder Scrolls.
That just recently came out and are also associated with like Todd Howard and glitches.
Well, Skyrim
Um,
and Fallout is not similar, but they are by the same
Hey,
people.
Bethesda.
And also, it's a
They're
shithole.
similar. Fallout and
boy.
the Elder Scrolls series are very, very similar because they're on the same engine.
They're
Yeah,
all
Fallout
on the
76
same
is similar.
engine.
Well, yeah, but that
mom's on the
doesn't make
same
them a
engine.
similar game.
The engine is called
the
the
game is
Xbox.
different.
It's literally been the same engine since Morrowind.
Yeah, it's called the Xbox. That's for the engine I play all my games on.
Dude, that's unreal.
Fucking all of you.
Fallout
Okay, but-
76 just came out. It sucks. I never even played it, and I
It's-
know it sucks.
I don't know anything
Basically,
about
like-
video games, and you could tell that by looking at all the video game things that we do on the channel that I'm a part of. I don't know anything about any video games.
All Yu-Gi-Oh games are the same. Fight me.
All Yu-Gi-Oh games are the same. Also,
All
I
Yu-Gi-Oh
only
anime.
play one video game. And I'm
What
only
is it?
kind of okay at Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and I'm only kind of okay at it because I
No,
suck.
you're not.
No, I say I know you play that because you keep telling me to play it, and I'm not going to play it.
Like, you're gonna play it, or you're gonna sit down. And I'm gonna fucking like Clockwork Orange, tie you up, use eyedroppers on your eyes that are being held open.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch
Hold my
all.
eyes open.
You're gonna watch
This is sounding more and more less like
Wait.
a friend wanting to play a game and more like a.
A fetish.
You're gonna watch
Yeah.
Fun
all
fact,
of my
I wasn't
Mario
going there, but
videos.
yeah, I was going there.
Brian, I got a fun fact for you.
Okay.
If you played Binding of Isaac, you'd know that was called the Ludovico technique. Because Binding of Isaac has the item called Ludovico technique, and it stretches your eyes open, and you do that shit.
Well, I know it's a real
Hot.
technique. I was trying to reference like the most popular place it was in.
Oh,
Pretty
I'm
sure.
sorry.
For our audience, at least, I'm pretty sure Binding of Isaac is more topical than Clockwork Orange.
What?
Unfortunately.
So Fallout
Clockwork Orange is
76
only
came
one
out.
of the most.
Yeah,
Fallout
and I
76
also
Okay, I wasn't-
Clockwork Orange came out, and Clockwork Orange has this guy named Alex.
No. Fallout 76 came out. Let's talk about Fallout 76.
No,
Can
I
I
wouldn't
also
want
make a
to.
disclaimer though? I said that Fallout sucks. I want to specify that I meant Fallout 76 specifically. I have played like Fallout 3 and other games like Fallout New Vegas. I all enjoyed them. I only finished Fallout 3. Just
Look,
saying
man,
that.
now
Don't get
the
angry.
4 people who like that game are going to completely trash our podcast.
What?
Fuck.
76?
Yeah.
we have
They're in
13.
denial.
Here?
We have
We don't-
13 subscribers at the time of this recording, and you're saying that
We
4
don't
people are going to stop watching.
Need people who follow us with bad taste, okay?
We're down to 9 subscribers.
Got it. Okay, let me just go ahead and unfollow.
Listen. Don't defend Bethesda. Bethesda is not your friend. They're a fucking company that's in it to win it and make as much money as possible, even if they have to lie, cheat, and steal their way to doing so.
Guys,
Wait, hang on. Hold that thought. Just hang on for 1 second, okay?
What?
Hey, Alexa, play Skyrim.
Did you
I can't
seriously?
hear Alexa.
I can't hear Alexa.
I don't hear anything.
It doesn't work if I can't hear Alexa.
Mike, your joke didn't
Yes,
work.
I would like to continue.
Mike, your joke didn't work.
Did you guys hear the guy who made
Oh, I can
SpongeBob
hear.
died?
We're,
Yeah,
we're
that
talking
was
about Fallout 76. Noah has a lot of things to say, and I want to hear about it because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
It's bad.
I actually don't have that much to say about
It
it.
doesn't
It just
work.
looks fucking terrible. It's a fucking MMO based in the Fallout universe, and Fallout is based about being alone, wandering around through a wasteland. Oops, you found Deathclaw. You're dead. You have to eat irradiated food to survive, and
It's a Rust
it
clone.
doesn't make sense as an MMO because it's
just-
supposed to be lonely and desolate, and it doesn't make sense if it's fully populated.
It's an MMO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fallout
it's
76
an
is
always
an MMO, dude.
online Rust clone.
There was a 12-year-old back in
Play
September.
Rust.
There was a 12-year-old dying cancer patient back in September whose dying wish was to play Fallout 76 before it released, and they let him play it. But it's an MMO.
It is.
It's
an
a fucking
always
MMO.
online survival game.
So not only is this poor kid who's already dying of cancer, this is really sad. Not only was he like tricked into playing Fallout 76, which is apparently not that great of a game, but he also was robbed of the multiplayer experience.
Yes.
That's fucked
It's
up.
like those cancer patients that know the ending plot to Steven Universe.
Why would
Wait, they do that?
Jordan? Let's go
Excuse
out.
me, guys. I have cancer.
Yeah, let's go out and
We've
strap
established
several
that in a
microwaves
previous episode.
together. Sit in this microwave and roll around like a fucking burrito so that I can learn the secrets about Steven Universe.
Yeah. Let's just
I mean,
pull
it's already
full South
established that
Park
Jordan
Randy.
has cancer. We talked about that on an earlier episode.
Yeah, it's very sad. See, that was foreshadowing to this episode.
Disclaimer, I also do not have cancer. Do not give me pity or money. You can give me
I
money,
thought it
but
was-
not if I have cancer.
I thought it was 5
Give-
shadowing.
Wait. If you have cancer, you'll need the money more.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have cancer right now, so just give me money because I like money. And then
So
after
you
I
just
have
want money for no
cancer,
reason? That's fucking selfish. That's no,
You
Jordan.
said-
That's not okay.
You said give me money, but don't give me money if I have cancer. But if you have cancer, you'll need the money more than if you don't.
I would
I'm
rather
very
someone else
upset,
that
and
has.
you're leading me to alcoholism.
You were
Give
already
it
an
to Mike.
alcoholic.
As bad, Mike.
Leading.
Hey, Mike. Remember that time?
Which one?
Yeah, you know.
Remember that time
Yeah.
we met at the McDonald's, all 6 of us?
Yeah, I
we
do
play,
remember
we
that.
play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the McDonald's, and they were like, "Are you gonna buy something or?"
They didn't have the Szechuan
Oh
sauce.
right, Cat's here. I completely forgot.
Hey,
That's
Hi,
Hey,
Kat.
Cat.
hey.
Hey, Kat, remember that time that you and me were at the McDonald's?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, you remember it? What happened?
Yeah, I got the chicken nugget.
Right, okay.
No,
but
she ordered the southern.
Mike, you weren't there.
style
You
chicken
were not there,
sandwich,
Mike. Mike, you weren't
and they
there.
gave her 2 cheeseburgers instead.
Mike, you weren't there. It was me and Kat. You weren't there.
Mike, you didn't even exist then.
Let me tell
Oh.
the story.
Okay,
Born.
I'm 9 months older than Michael.
Yeah, exactly.
so a
That's-
2-year-old took a 9-month-old to the McDonald's.
No, this was like last week. Now, Mike, if you want to hear the story, you need to shut up, okay?
So if I don't want to hear the story, keep talking. Got it.
That's not an option. So, Kat, you already ordered the chicken nuggets, and I was already doing my order like after that. But then I went over, and
right.
you were sitting at a booth, which is cool and all.
Mhm.
But like my food wasn't actually ready, so I couldn't sit at the booth because then I would have to get out of the booth. And you know how I feel about booths; they're just like too
right.
awkward, right? But like you were sitting at the booth, so I just wanted to get a chair. So I tried to get one of the chairs off the table, but they were all bolted down. You know how McDonald's is.
Yeah, you can't steal the chairs.
Yeah, but you can steal the high chairs that they keep next to the door in case there are infants. So I got one of the high
Mhm.
chairs and I sat down next to the booth and I sat in it. You remember that? I looked ridiculous. And then I fell down and I was stuck and we got to meet the manager.
It was great. It was a great time.
Yeah.
I got a free ice cream.
Yeah.
Brian,
Ice
I'm pretty sure
cream
you're lying
machine.
out your ass right now.
Okay.
This was last week.
Literal weird flex, but okay.
But
Was-
they did surgery on a grape.
Wait,
They
They did
do
surgery on a grape.
they did surgery on a grape.
They did
Wow.
surgery on a grape.
Oh, they did surgery on a grape.
They did surgery on a
Wait, did they do surgery on a grape?
Oh my
They-
fucking god.
Did surgery on a grape.
This is a beta
Ah,
episode. Oh my god.
stop.
Guys, the The guy who invented SpongeBob died recently.
Yeah.
Good.
What do you mean?
Noah, what the fuck? No. Okay, you know what? Admin
What?
privileges revoked.
I
Noah
missed
is
it.
getting kicked from the podcast. SpongeBob was a very important part of my childhood.
Me too. Can I tell you a story?
Is it about that time that we were at McDonald's together last week?
And then we find out the creator of SpongeBob died? No.
Yeah. Oh.
No,
But
so
he didn't die until like 2 days ago. How did you find out back then?
time
Shit.
travel. We were in China, you know.
It's like
They're
different.
really far ahead.
We're in different time zones, Mike. It's different.
Oh, right. I forgot California is 7 days ahead of us.
Neither of us are in California.
I forgot Oregon is 7 days ahead of us.
Exactly.
Okay, but
And
real.
Mike, why didn't you warn us about 9/11?
You're 7 days ahead of us, asshole.
Okay, go ahead, Jordan. Sorry.
Oh, so the way that I found out, I was sitting at school, and all of a sudden I get a text from my dad telling him that it's like, oh, the creator of SpongeBob died. And I got really sad, and all I texted was, oh, he was the goofiest goober of them all.
Oh.
And
Oh.
and I was so sad, and I expected my dad to also send like a crying emoji or something, or because he was also talking about binging SpongeBob, and instead, all he sent was a smiley face after my joke. And I'm like,
oh no!
what the fuck?
No, that's the opposite of okay.
Yeah.
That's
I'm sure he didn't actually mean that he was like happy about the death, that he was just being like, oh, that's a very wholesome comment that you made, that he is the goofiest goober, kind of in agreement, but I was still a little offended.
It was his
Yeah.
He was
Which goes to
number
show
one.
you can't speak in
Yeah.
emojis because you don't convey your whole message.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's the eggplant emoji, everyone knows what you're talking about then. Obviously, it's because you want some eggplant.
I'm a
Oh, it's
vegetarian.
Parmesan.
eggplant parmesan.
Parmesan.
Listen.
Parmesan.
Noah has a
Italian.
story.
Is it
I
about
have a
that
story.
time that you and I were at McDonald's a week ago?
Yeah, but no.
No. What story do I have, Brian? Remind me.
North Sentinel Island.
North Sentinel Island. We're going to talk about North Sentinel Island?
Why are we
No.
going to talk about North Sentinel Island?
Oh, no.
I think we
Jordan.
should talk about it, but we should also stop and just remind the audience that the Tidepool Orchestra has a lot of different players, and that's how a good orchestra works. This being said, you know, we might all have different opinions on things, and I don't know, the comment section on this video is just going to be fucked.
We're going to get comments on this video? I'm okay with that at all.
I'm
We
okay
We have
with that
13
at all.
subscribers.
Yeah.
I don't want comments. I
Well,
don't want people to talk to me.
they don't have to talk to you. You can just go back to ignoring the whole channel.
Yeah, you can go back to pretending we don't exist, Alex. That's fine.
That's what I always do with YouTube comments.
Wow.
So
Fuck
North
all of you.
Sentinel Island. We're gonna
What
tread.
happened on North Sentinel Island?
We're gonna tread carefully here, more carefully
Okay.
than the guy.
Let me lay down some backstory. North Sentinel Island is in the middle of the Indian Ocean. It's just off the Andaman Islands, probably about 500 miles from the coast of India and Bangladesh and Myanmar. It split off. The inhabitants split off from human evolution probably 60,000 years ago. They are part of the first wave of humans migrating out of Africa, if you believe in evolution. And they have been isolated ever since. The language is not related to any languages from the mainland or even the nearby Andaman Islands, probably about 10 miles, 20 miles from North Sentinel Island. It's a small, about 5 mile by 5 mile, so 25 square mile island out in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by reefs, and they are very, very hostile to outsiders. They've been isolated for the past 60,000 years, and they do not like outsiders. The British had several, I guess, excursions is the best way you can put it, to try to go to the island and introduce themselves to the natives, and they were chased off. So they managed to kidnap a pair of elderly people and a pair of children back in the 1700s or 1800s. and the elderly people had died from disease, and they decided to give a bunch of gifts to the children, send them back to the island, and say, "Wow, that was a really bad idea. Let's go ahead and leave them the hell alone."
Which,
Throughout the past,
yeah.
go ahead.
Is
Go
that
ahead.
like the first and only time the British ever did that?
It's not the first time they ever
The
did
first
that, but
ever
the
time
first
that they
time they
left
ever-
them alone and said it was a bad idea.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I meant.
yeah, it's the first time they ever declined taking over a population through colonialism. And throughout the past 100 years, okay, ever since India gained its independence, it's claimed sovereignty, or not sovereignty, it's claimed ownership over North Sentinel Island, but it's left it the hell alone because every time they try making contact, most times they try making contact, the Sentinelese chase them off with arrows. There's been cases of ships getting wrecked on North Sentinel Island and the fishermen just disappearing. And they don't even prosecute them for murder. They're like, you know what? The native tribe took them, did what they did. And yeah, let's just leave them alone. Let's not go ahead and, introduce our diseases to them or anything like that. Let's leave them alone. And so this one dude from the United States, from Washington State, I believe, decides he's going to go spread the good word there. And he went there over the course of 3 days. And on the third day, he did not return to the fishing boat that he bribed to take him there. Instead, the fishing boat had witnessed him being dragged across the beach. Basically, the first day he had went there, he had gotten attacked with arrows. He had arrow wounds when he came back to the fishing boat in his kayak. And the second day he went there on his kayak, tried preaching the good word again. And his kayak had been destroyed by the natives, so he had to swim back to the fishing boat. And the third day, he went out to the island, and he did not return, and the fishermen had seen him being dragged across the beach and buried on the beach by the islanders. So that's
If
just
that's not a big old fuck you, stay away, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's really what it is. I don't know. It's an interesting story. It's something that had appeared in the news recently, and it's fascinating because I had found out about North Sentinel Island probably about 2 years ago through clickbait, and then I saw this happen. I'm like, oh shit, why did he go there?
Yeah, it seems like a bad idea on his part. I heard
It's a
Yeah.
really bad idea.
I don't know if it was like facetious or anything, but I heard that he brought along with him a Bible and a football.
I heard that too.
I heard
I
that as
wouldn't
well,
doubt the
but I heard it
Bible.
from you guys, so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt the Bible. I had not heard about the football.
I think he was trying
But,
to teach like American like pastimes with the football.
Wow. So, guys, do you want to
I
take
don't know.
a field trip to the North Sentinel Island?
No.
No, I think if anything we learned from this, people don't really like it when you just barge in unexpectedly and try to teach them about things that they don't know about. That being said, if you could share with your friends links to the Tidepool Orchestra.
What? Oh my god.
Don't share
Yeah.
with them. Knock on their door and give them a link in hand.
With a URL that they have to type in by hand.
No, actually, knock on their door. When they open it confused as to why you're there, walk up to their computer or their smart TV or their phone, whatever. Take their phone out of their hand
You know what?
and type in.
Maybe they don't have electronics. What you should do is take the Tidepool Orchestra transcripts. We're going to transcribe the entire episodes. We're going to print them out
Who's doing that?
in a book form.
Nose goes.
Nose goes.
What if they're
It
not?
doesn't work
How
when
can
there's
we
no
tell?
camera. Oh boy.
I'll make merch and we'll spread stickers. I'll also make stickers and then.
But we
give
have
everyone
to
stickers.
organize a plane that will drop a crate of stickers.
Onto the
Onto
North
North Sentinel
Sentinel Island. No. I think we found our fan base. This is our demographic. The
That's our audience right there.
non-contacted North
No,
Sentinel Island.
we drop them a solar-powered laptop that the only thing that happens is it opens to our YouTube channel.
No.
Their island has between 50 and 500 inhabitants.
Okay,
That
that's
have
between
just-
50 and 500 new subscribers, Noah.
I heard it was 355, like they did a recent. Well, then who would have
Who
done
went
this
to get a
census?
census?
I was
Yeah.
about to say who.
Nobody
I
speaks Sentinelese. Nobody
That's
speaks
the
Sentinel.
number he got up to before he was shot with arrows.
Well, why don't we learn how to
Nobody,
speak Sentinel and then ask them? And also, like,
nobody speaks Sentinel
Okay, you
except
know
for
what?
the Sentinelese.
In
Then-
order to figure out how to speak Sentinel, we just have to read the X-Men comics.
What?
Sentinels are X-Men enemies. Hey, we actually had a request on the Facebook page for a thing to talk about.
Who
Did we?
requested it?
It was a Mr. Chris Howard on the Facebook page requested that we talk about what is this? Talk about tabletop versus video
Circumcision.
game. Talk about No, that was Noah Wilson, and we were contractually obligated to talk about it, and we did it in the last episode.
Yep.
Chris
Okay,
Howard.
cool.
Glad I wasn't there for that.
Well,
Yep.
first off, I would like to thank Chris Howard for your suggestion.
Screw that
Very
guy.
much appreciate it.
I think
Cool.
more people should definitely suggest topics for the podcast so that we can try to stay on track and then immediately jump off the ship.
Somebody
On to-
recommend D&D stuff.
He said,
Agreed.
talk about tabletop games versus video game RPGs.
Both fun.
Versus
10 out of 10 would
what
recommend.
game RPG?
Hmm?
Versus what game RPGs? Video game?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
traditional
Videos game.
tabletop versus video game are like role-playing games.
Well, it's a pretty simple dichotomy with a videos game like you
Whoa,
have.
whoa. You're gonna have to slow down.
With the-
What is dichotomy?
With the videos game.
Let me get my
I love that
thesaurus
that's
out.
the part that
Well, die means, and cotomy means, yes.
You
So,
caught
Alex, what is dichotomy?
let's see here. What does Google have to say about it? A division or contrast between two things.
Hang on.
me. What
What's
does
a division
what does
or
two
contrast?
things mean?
Yeah, define things.
Why
So I think the main difference between
are we still here?
I think the main difference
Just to
between
suffer.
I think the main difference between tabletop and video games is that videos game you have to have like batteries.
Are you sure he isn't talking about preference in general?
Yeah, that's
Thing-
exactly what he's talking about.
Brian?
A lot of the videos game
I-
you need the controller.
This is why people don't give us suggestions.
Yeah, this is exactly why.
Anyways,
Okay, Alex, go ahead.
so the main thing with videos game is because it's more visual, there's a lot more feedback, it's a lot more immersive. However, you're kind of at the whims of what the programmers were able to think of. So tabletop games tend to be a lot more freeform and loose. And that's kind of the big plus and minus for each one when you
Mhm.
paint with
Okay.
really broad strokes.
Okay.
Well, it also depends on if you
Oh,
have
yeah.
friends or not, you know? And also for
Strokes.
tabletop, you have to have a DM, and that's just so much work.
I
I
think
know how to dungeon master, roughly.
You
I
can be
like
my
the-
DM.
D&D.
I like videos game more because usually when I play a tabletop RPG and I try to exploit glitches, the DM don't like that no much.
You mean the
DM
mechanics?
don't like that no much.
We very good at English.
Dude, there are. I don't
Like,
want to give away this guy's
yeah.
secret, but a guy that I played D&D with briefly back when the game store nearby was open, he was in my store a week ago or 2 weeks ago, something like that, and he's like, dude, yeah, I came up with the most broken fucking build. It's so disgusting, and I don't want to just give away all of the exploits in it, but it is the most exploitative thing where it's like a pseudo paladin type build that can walk up and do something upwards of 50 damage in a turn, just all melee.
What if there
Is
was
this,
a pair of clerics that could do both moon and sun type things? That'd be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. That doesn't exist in the game, even though there are many
This is-
gods that are all about the aesthetics of the sun and or moon.
We're talking about tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah, Pathfinder
I was
Yeah.
talking about Vampire Masquerade.
and
I was
Starfinder.
talking about
Okay.
Monopoly.
Guys, as far as original D&D, Warlock is the most broken class. Just gonna say it.
Yeah,
Well,
for those in
isn't
D&D,
the Warlock
definitely.
relatively new to D&D?
It might be relatively new, as in like 3.5 or 3.0, but
Yeah.
just Eldritch Blast all the fucking time. You don't have to
Especially
memorize
in
it.
5e. Like
I'm
it's
sure
it's the strongest attack cantrip in 5e, hands down.
it is, yeah, absolutely. And apparently, my brother had DM'd a game where he had a Warlock player learn flight, and he just flew around casting Eldritch Blast and everything died.
Nice.
It was stupid.
It was not only
Your
that,
brother
but
was
there's you could go even further with Xanathar's. There's racial feats to play a Dragonborn.
Are you saying there's only certain races that have feet?
I think we should
Anyways.
stay away from the topic of racism.
Yeah, let's stay away from that
and then you
topic,
take the
Mike.
dragon wings feat, and you just have a fly speed.
Wait, is it like Icarus?
No, not
Where he
quite.
had wings on his feet?
Although, like, you could just play an Aarakocra out of Elemental Evil.
Alright, well, way to shoot down my jokes. Thanks.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kat,
you're welcome.
Kat,
Listen to my
Yeah, yeah,
D&D
yeah,
stuff.
you're a
yeah.
special guest this episode. Do you like the video game, the videos game, or the RPG games?
I like both.
For
Do
different
you like
reasons.
checkers?
Yeah.
I like
That's cool.
Do you
Let's
prefer
talk about-
Cheez-Its or Cheese Naps?
Cheez-Its.
Let's talk about the learning curve for tabletop RPGs.
There's a bit of
Furbolg,
one, yeah.
Furbolg Master Race.
Hey,
Let's talk about how long
let's-
you have to explain tabletop RPGs to some certain people.
like me.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Whoa, are you airing your dirty laundry in here, Mike?
First, you
has to
proposed
air
to your
somewhere.
Airing of
You-
the grievances.
You literally proposed to her during the podcast, and in the same episode,
No,
decided
that was
to
during the
like,
Threw
intermission.
right under the bus.
Hey,
The
Alex,
same-
how long were you on a call with her to explain basic mechanics?
I don't know, 30 minutes?
Was it? Okay, I was like baby fresh human new. Yes.
Hey,
baby
Hey.
flesh,
Hey.
baby new. What?
Smooth moves.
Yeah.
Like smooth
Like
Yeah.
Jagger.
See, you went with music. I was making a New Vegas reference.
It's as smooth as a freshly shaved baby.
This is smooth as a freshly.
let's talk about freshly shaved baby head. That sounds like
Let's talk about baby seals
no,
and
no,
how you shouldn't
no.
club them.
And to be fair, when I was on a call with him, it was only about one specific thing that for some reason I just could not wrap my head around. So
I don't
what's
even
the whole
remember what it
thing?
was.
That one specific thing being D&D.
Sometimes I pick up babies and I put them in
Put them in
trees
trees.
and walk away.
No, it was about like
just to be clear, us at the Tidepool Orchestra do not recommend picking up random babies or children and putting them in trees and then walking
Rockabye
away.
baby in the tree top.
To be clear, we at the Tidepool
No.
Orchestra also.
When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
I don't like this.
To be perfectly clear, we at the Tidepool Orchestra can't say we recommend playing a Dragonborn. They're just not a very flexible race.
When the bow breaks, the cradle will
Their kit
fall,
just doesn't synergize with a lot of classes. I'm sorry. They make a good paladin, and that's about it.
and down will come
Furbolg
baby,
Master
cradle
Race.
and all.
Please stop using the term master
Please.
race.
Do not use that term. Especially because Furbolg also kind of inflexible. They basically just, hey, play a druid.
I like how
I don't know. I think they're kind of flexible.
I like how our legal defense team keeps saying that it's not cool to pick up babies and put them in trees and walk away, which, sure, okay, at this point, sure, I agree with, whatever. But also,
But also,
our legal defense team has absolutely nothing to say with shaving babies.
Shaving babies is fine. I mean, they're mostly hairless anyways, and shaving
what
doesn't
are
actually do
Furbolgs
any
good
harm.
for?
What if they have to have surgery and they have to shave around that area?
Oh,
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Furbolgs also make
What
good
if it's
clerics.
babies with cancer?
What if
I didn't
it's
say anything about cancer, Noah. Jesus.
No one mentioned cancer. Except for way
but I
earlier
did.
when we talked about cancer.
Well, that's because Jordan has cancer.
Shut up! I
And
don't have
also, literally just now, within the last 5 seconds.
I think this was
But
a mistake.
aside from that,
No, Kat,
no
this
one
is
has talked
good.
about answer.
This is good. I'm glad that
if
you
she
got
had
to
listened to the podcast, she would know what she was in for.
I would like
I'm
to.
gonna punch you in the.
Listen,
I'm glad your
Kat,
headset decided to censor you.
Kat, listen, Kat. No offense,
Mhm.
but I'm here. What did you expect?
That's true.
I would like to formally thank and apologize for our guest. I'm sorry, Kat, that this episode was shit, but also thank you for being a part of it.
I would like to
Ye-
thank and formally apologize to our listeners.
They knew what they were getting into.
Did they?
No.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well,
Listen.
I would like to
What
be
did
invited
your
back at
listeners
one
expect?
point.
Yeah, sure, you could be a
I would
regular. I don't even
happy-
care.
You.
I'd be happy to have you
That
back.
completely eliminates the exclusivity of a guest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kat.
Oh.
You're not exclusive anymore.
Valentine's
Okay.
Day episode coming soon.
By
in
which
February.
we mean
Wait, are we closing up?
Yeah.
Is this
no,
the end of the episode?
No, we have to do at least 6 more episodes, and then we can quit for another 5 years.
No, is this the
Oh
end
my
of
God.
this episode? Because this is actually, I think, our longest episode so far.
I mean, we have been going for a while, and I mean,
Next time we're gonna get 3
I
hours.
think we've covered all
It's
our
the
topics.
longest and least structured of any episode so far.
This
It's
is
fine.
the most structured in like a long time, like 5
It's
years.
fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it did feel
Okay.
more organic, so I'm okay with it.
You know what else feels organic?
Shaving babies.
Freshly shaven babies.
Manure.
Now sold at
Fried
your nearest Whole Foods.
Compost.
You know,
Wait, is this episode GMO free? Because I can't have GMOs.
It's GMO free, but it is loaded with MSG.
Oh man, Kat, I have good news. Not only is this podcast GMO free, but I'm illiterate. I don't see any letters.
How do we do an outro?
It's already done. We just gotta say bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm so sorry.
I love you.
Should
Okay,
go
but how
to
do we
the
do an
hospital.
outro, though?
Should go to the hospital with like a shaving kit. Go into the nursery.
No. We at the Tidepool
You
Orchestra
just shaved the baby
cannot
heads.
condone.
But
We cannot
after,
touch babies.
after they're
We just
shaven,
can't.
pick them
We
up out
cannot
of the
condone
nursery.
babies.
Take
them
them
out.
I
out.
don't even know how to combo.
Pick them
Put
out.
them in a
Physical teacher.
tree
No,
and
listen.
walk away.
Pick them up out of that nursery. Take them to the other nursery. That's just
The tree
trees.
Listen, a baby was born like just now.
and
And
I'm
it
gonna
just-
shave it.
And then put it in a tree and
No,
walk
no.
away.
With the
Baby.
What if you
Tidepool
wax the
Orchestra,
baby?
No, listen, you gotta leave the baby alone. You gotta let it figure out their buttons.
you have to let them breathe for a bit before you shave them. Figure out their buttons. You have to let them figure out the buttons. They have to figure out how the controls work before you can
Yeah.
shave them.
Yeah, otherwise that's not fair.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That reminds me, Alex, do you want to play some fighters?
Bye.
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 Begging you to play Fighter Z with me for like
Thank you for listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra.
This has been another episode of the Tidepool Orchestra. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss the next episode, where you can also look forward to some fun bonus content. If you can't get enough of us, you can also follow us on Twitter at TidepoolO and like our Facebook page to keep up to date. For any questions, ideas, or business inquiries, feel free to email us at tidepoolorchestra@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next time.